Last year, we witnessed the climate change conference which took place in Glasgow, the COP26. A lot of things were discussed and a lot of things were agreed. But that can be a success only when you and me, each one of us, contribute and make it a success. So, in this video, I'm going to share 8 things which can be achieved in your property and that will have a massive contribution towards the COP26 agenda, towards saving the climate, saving the environment for our generations to come. So stay tuned. Welcome to Project Possible. This is Jito David, and we're going to cover 8 things which can be done in your property so that we can save and protect the environment. The first one is insulation. I'm sure you heard about insulation, like cavity wall insulation, your loft insulation. Now, how does this work? It simply is creating an additional layer with the material which can be used for insulation, and it stops the heat which kind of the property loses. Yeah. Now, there are a lot of grant available by the government which will give you 100% credit or up to 100% funding for your insulation purpose for your house. Now, I'll do a separate video to explain those grants because I can go into a little bit more detail in that video. So insulation should be your priority when it comes to your property. So when you're buying a property or when you're already living in your own house, why don't you check, does your loft have that kind of insulation? Let your walls have that kind of insulation and get access to the grant which is available. The second tip is to have a double glaze windows. Now, if you take a house, windows play a very good role. It brings sunlight, but at the same time, when it is cold, or rain or winter, it can bring a lot of moisture into the property. So windows are kind of a blessing. At the same time, it can be challenges. Now, having a double glazed window or a triple glazed window, it will restrict the heat from the property to pass. So it is important that you have double glazed window. When I do property viewing now also, that is one of the common question I ask, is this property a double glazed? And I come across a lot of property which is not double glazed. And that is one of the easiest way you can save energy and get your energy accreditation or energy efficiency improved very quickly. So double glazed windows. The third point is the heating system. Now, the heating system plays a vital role when it comes to energy efficiency and protecting the environment. Now, our radiators, if your radiators are really old ones, it will be advisable to upgrade it to the latest technology. It definitely helps because it's energy efficient. At the same time, it is really productive in terms of keeping the house warm. And keeping the house warm is so critical, or else it will impact and it will create damp on the property, on the walls and the corners of the property. So heating the property at a standard level is so important. Now, when it comes to the radiators, once in a year, it's always advisable to do a servicing. If you're not able to do servicing, there is an exercise known as bleeding the radiator. So what happens is there are air which is trapped in the radiator which has to be released, and that will make your radiator really efficient. Now, I come across properties wherein people are using only one or two room mainly, but the radiators are switched on in pretty much all the rooms. So try to switch off those radiators which are not being used, the rooms which are not being used, and that will contribute, that will help. And also the thermostat, just reducing 1 degree or some like 1 or 2 degree makes a difference. So you can reduce the temperature of the thermostat just by 1 or 2 degree, and that will contribute a lot. So these are the few things when it comes to your heating system, your radiators can contribute towards protecting your environment and also saving energy. The fourth one is solar panels. Now, we all know that solar panels generates energy through sunlight, and it's a massive source of energy. Every house should have one. Now, I will do a separate video which will explain the different types of incentives and grants available when it comes to installing solar panel. But what I want to emphasize on this particular video is that if you have taken a quote for solar panel 5 years back, 10 years back, things have changed. The technology has advanced. It has become more efficient or cost effective to install one in today's day. So please check that out. And the separate video which I'm going to explain about the incentive and grant. But solar panel is one you should discuss when to achieve the environmental goals. As you continue to enjoy these tips, make sure you click on the like button. It will massively help with the logarithm. And if you know someone who will benefit from this, do share this video and continue to enjoy watching. The fifth tip is rainwater harvesting. Now in US it might be illegal, but in UK it is legal. And to run a normal system, it won't cost more than £10 a year. But the savings is massive. You can save or reduce up to 20-30% of your water bill if you have a basic system in place. So when the new properties are developed, or you are doing a complete renovation or some kind of extension or anything into your property, try to incorporate rainwater harvesting system into that, because you can use that water for your washroom, washing clothes, because it's a soft water that is the best for your washing clothes. You can't use it for drinking purpose, but this is one way you can save the environment, because you can convert your property as a water efficient property and save the environment and achieve the goals of COP26. The sixth tip is the energy efficient lights, or simply LED. Now, this LED bulbs are expensive, but it can reduce your bills, or it is 75% more efficient than other lights or other bulbs. Now, it also has this feature that it does not generate heat, and neither it generates any UV rays or emission. Yeah. So try to replace all the bulbs into a LED in your property. And there are so many health benefit and so and so. But from an energy efficient point of view, that's the best thing you can do. It creates brightness, better brightness, and so many other advantages. So do change all your bulbs into LED. The seventh tip is about an habit. Now, this habit is quite simple, but not easy. Now, the habit is you need to switch off everything from the source. So, when I say switch off everything from the source, is if you're not watching a TV, switch off it from the source. At the end of the day, if you're going to bed and you don't need Wi-Fi anymore, then switch off the router of the Wi-Fi, the kettle, the laptop, the charger, mobile chargers, all those things. We leave it switched on throughout the day, throughout the night. We need to make sure if you are not using it, switch it off. One of the best practice I could say, before you go to bed, just take a round around your house and just make sure that any switch which is on, just switch it off. And that will save massively the energy, and also that way you will contribute to protect the environment. The eighth tip is to install smart meter. Now there are 44% of the houses, which is almost 13 million households in UK, already have smart meters. But that also shows that 56% of the households, they still have a traditional meter. They have not switched to the smart meter, which is absolutely free. You just need to go and register your interest, and they will book an appointment and they'll come and install a smart meter. Now, why it's so important to have smart meter? There are so many benefits of that, but I'm just going to emphasize on one or two things. First of all, there's an old saying, out of sight is an out of mind. Yeah. So if you have that smart meter in front of you, which will tell you exactly in pounds and pence how much money is being used, like when you are using energy, electricity and gas, it exactly tells you. Now that only not only that, you can experiment. You can switch off everything else and just switch on the kettle, and it will show you how much energy it has been using, how much money it cost you just to switch on a kettle. So when you have that kind of way to measure your usage, automatically you will have better control, better management around your energy consumption. In fact, the research says all the people who do have smart meter installed, their energy consumption reduced drastically to up to 150 to 100 pound per household across UK. That's what the research data supports. So do kind of show your interest for this smart meter. Get your smart meter this year. And another thing is, it's the data says that if all the UK households have smart meter, then we can save 70 million trees. So like we can save kind of equivalent to 70 million trees. So that's a huge contribution. You can make that difference by applying for a smart meter. So if you are yet to subscribe the Project Possible channel, please click the subscribe tab and also the bell notification. So you, whenever we upload any video, Monday to Friday evening 7 p.m., you will get a notification for our videos. And we also have our monthly live event where property experts come once in a month on a live platform, and you have an opportunity to ask Q&A. So any questions, and which will be answered by the property experts. And if you have yet to watch our previous live events recordings, it is available on our YouTube channel. So check it out. So until the next video, stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you.